Yes, guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. Please like, subscribe, and share. Right, hit the subscribe button right here. You rock. Check this out. It's on Amazon.com. Hip hop and Igbo culture by yours faithfully, Martin Ifeanyi Scriptures. Okay, check it out right now on Amazon. Stick around for the news. Let's get down to business. Good morning and welcome to Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Today, the 21st day of January 2025. Today is Tuesday, and the time is a minute past the hour of 7. It's time for newspaper headlines on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. This morning, we are going to take you through the news making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers. But before we do that, let's go for a short break. When we come back, we'll continue on the stories making the headlines. Please stay with us.
Ebona, the 103.5 FM OBD presents Media Talent Hunt and Skill Acquisition Show. Are you an upcoming model, actor, rap, R&B, gospel, reggae, or high life musician? Are you trying to find your footing on social media? Do you want to earn money with talents and skills? Do not look any further. Sign up for Ebona, the 103.5 FM Media Talent Hunt and Skill Acquisition Show. Today, you will have the opportunity to learn and become an expert in video coverage, photography, film editing, music production, advertising and social media marketing, content creation, filmmaking, radio drama, magazine production, and many more. Register today at Ebona, the 103.5 FM Ogidi, opposite Obunike Boys, inside European Residency Hotel Ogidi. For more information, call or WhatsApp 080 6579 6599.
You are welcome back to newspaper headlines on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. This morning, we are going to take you through the news, making the headlines on The Guardian, Leadership, Vanguard, Sun, Punch, Daily Post, The Nation. This day, and if time permits, we are also going to take a look at Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 081 38 397740 or 08139256742 or 08065796599. I am Martin. Let's get started with the Guardian newspaper this morning. Federal government approves 50% telecoms tariff hike. NCRI staff member petitions executive director over alleged misconduct. World Bank debars two Nigerian companies CEO over alleged fraud. PEBEC's reform to ensure justice for business owners. 12.3 billion naira charge. Otudeku, lawyers protest in court. Tanker fire. FRSC condoles with victims as expert warns on mobile phone use. Police foil bandit attacks, rescue 207 trafficked children. Pilgrim, boss, hail ceasefire agreement in Middle East. Reps declare Tinubu's 595 billion naira allocation to intelligence inadequate. Reps declare Tinubu's 595 billion naira allocation to intelligence inadequate. Tinubu resumes work, receives briefs after Abu Dhabi summit. Sanwo-Olu, new Lagos speaker, meet, reaffirm harmonious relationship. Troops arrest 25 oil thieves, recover 45 pass. Troops arrest 25 oil thieves, recover 45,000 litres in Delta. Dangote awards scholarships to 473 students. Federal government confirms existence of a centralized data system for seamless activities. Federal government's free Serenian section, 104 facilities to enlist as pilot phase, records 2,819 beneficiaries. Less than 1,000 mines active as NMCO issues 7,000 mining licenses. Court condemns media trial, says Otudeku, others not properly served by EFCC. Inequality crisis deepens as $17.7 billion climate funding gap hits Nigeria. Yusuf receives Inspector General of Police's wife, donates land for Power Secretariat. Operatives arrest members of car theft syndicate, recover stolen vehicles. Concerns as committee uncovers alleged 500 million naira fraud at Delta Polytechnic. Navy intercepts boat with 40,000 litres of stolen crude oil in Ondo. CCTV cameras. Lagos police boss dismisses report, assures residents of safety. Court remands hearing impaired man over alleged defilement. EFCC arrests Amcon ex MD, others on alleged 76 billion naira, $31.5 million fraud. MBS reiterates importance of GDP, CPI rebasing. Healthy economy without impact on average Nigerian worries senators. 5 dead, 1 injured in Lagos Ibadan Expressway crash. Nigerians to pay 50% more for calls, data, SMS. Anxiety as Trump returns to power, recognizes only 2 genders. World Bank, we've taken this. PEBEC's reforms to ensure justice for business owners. And still on the stories making the headlines on the Guardian newspaper this morning. Tanker fire. Federal Road Safety Corps condoles with victims as experts warn on mobile phone usage. Pilgrim boss hail ceasefire agreement in Middle East. Ex-Postmaster General seeks integration of local governments into national identity framework. Niger tanker explosion. Death toll rises to 98 as Agric Minister mourns victims. 3 dead, 19 rescued in Bonny boat mishap. Nigerian Security Civil Defense Corps nabbed 6 suspected motorcycle thieves in Kanu. Wabara plays Wike over remarks, says he won't join issues with him. Civil society organizations deny alleged involvement in terrorism. Sahara Group announces first recipients of MAD grants. Electoral College Nigeria graduates 16th cohort. Pilgrims to pay 2.5% increase as NACON announces final Hajj fare. Wike's reconciliation with Fubara not necessary. Residents say FMBN disburses 455 billion naira loans, refunds 91 billion naira in 33 years. EFCC officers killer, not medical doctor, says NMA. Police intensify search for ex-AIG's wife, Odumoshu. Abuja Lagos Road Concessionary denies ties with geofocus. Abuja Lagos Road concessionary denies ties with geofocus. Critics play Trump wife over crypto launch. MBS reiterates importance of GDP, CPI rebasing. Golden age of America begins right now, says Trump. Niger frees news editor who aired junta critical story. Civil society organizations call for environmentalist Oyama's release after failed arraignment. Northern senators demand action after fuel tanker explosion in Niger. Reps panel opposes Coastal Guard establishment, calls for Navy funding. Zimbabwe gold shaft collapse kills 7 miners. Melania Trump brings Sterling fashion game back to Washington. Chetima arrives in Davos for World Economic Forum. Dear friend, nations react to Trump inauguration. 19 rescued alive as boat mishap claims 3. 19 rescued alive as boat mishap claims 3. Airtel partners African artists to enhance digital experience. Tinubu appoints APC woman leader Zahara as DG PEBEC. Sustain onslaught against terrorists, insurgents. Chief of Army Staff charges troops. Federal government commences National Data Protection Certification Program. Federal government opens application for National Health Fellows Program. Fix 6 January 27 as deadline. Petrol price increase. Don't panic. Eichmann, president, urges Nigerians. Tinubu's policies already yielding tangible benefits. Civil society organizations. $17.7 billion climate funding gap worsens inequality in Nigeria. Oxfam. World Bank debars 2 Nigerian companies, CEO for fraud. Trump's ascendancy will restore global peace, stability. OK Odumakin. Police train 85 investigators or prosecutors in Adamawa. Trump sworn in as 47th US president, vows sweeping change. That's the much we can take from the Guardian newspaper this morning. You are listening to newspaper headlines on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 081 38 39 7740 or 081 39 25 6742 or 080 65 79 6599. From the Guardian newspaper, we'll flip over to Leadership newspaper. Akpabio addresses Ivorian Parliament, harps on collaboration, African unity. 7 tips on foods with more potassium than banana. Foreign direct investment. Again, captains of industry expresses doubts amid policy somersaults. Tax reforms, a fragile consensus. Brazen trend of kidnapping. God saved me to make America great again. Trump. 2025 budget. Minister seeks more funds for renewed hope, cites others. Des Deputy Speaker Carlo pledges support for initiatives to boost education. 2027, Opeboro assures Tinubu of 100% votes in Edo, Lassa fever. Nigeria Center for Disease Control confirms 54 cases, 10 deaths in 7 days. Tanker explosion death toll hits 98. Victims moved to Abuja. Tinubu resumes office after United Arab Emirates trip, receives briefings. Top bandit leaders surrender in Castena after military onslaught. 2.3 billion naira, $2.3 billion Mambila project case. Buhari makes appearance at ICC on Thursday. NCC approves 50% tariff increase for telecom operators. I don't take this award for granted. Dangote, Person of the Year 2024. Casio calculators in SON CAP certification. Nigeria government hails Gaza ceasefire pact as thousands of Palestinians return home. First Bank Nigeria loan controversy. Onasaya's lawyer condemns media trial. Father of gospel singer who dismembered girlfriend's body begs for son's release. Trump shuts down U.S. migrant entry application. Mexico unveils support for potential U.S. deportees as Trump takes over White House. America's golden age begins now, Trump declares in inaugural speech. 12.3 billion naira fraud. Court denies arrest warrant request. Says Otudeko, orders not properly served. Tinubu resumes office after United Arab Emirates trip taking days. Global tech titans, FIFA president orders grace Trump's inauguration as 47th pontoons. NCC approves 50% telecom tariff hike and industry challenges. NCC approves 50% telecom tariff hike amid industry challenges. Trump blasts Biden government for failing to manage simple crisis at home. Trump declares national energy emergency, vows to overhaul trade system. Afenifere laws governors, federal government over agreement on tax reform bills. Biden pardons family members over fear of political victimization by Trump. Court jails UDUTH accountant over diversion of 60 million naira. Body of second drowned varsity student found in Ekiti. I lost my sight, fought my life. Celebrity DJ Jimmy Jat opens up on struggles. Nigerian Air Force not responsible for NMPC wellhead explosion in Rivers. Spokesman. Nigerian Air Force not responsible for NMPC wellhead explosion in Rivers. Spokesman. Turkish airline resumes flights in Benghazi. Police arrest gang leader, 2 accomplices for killing love rival. Lautech students protest shortage of lecturers. Para Central Senator denies defection from APC. In final hours, Biden pardons COVID response chief, Capitol riot panel members, others. Trump's family, Vance, arrive Washington, D.C. for inaugural church service. Tinubu's aide accuses Kemi Badenoch of denigrating Nigeria for political gain. Tinubu's aide accuses Kemi Badenoch of denigrating Nigeria for political gain. Alleged 12.3 billion naira fraud. EFCC arraigned Oba Otudeko. 3 others, February 13th. 5 reasons you must leave home without means of identification. 5 reasons why you must not leave home without means of identification. EFCC begins auction of 891 forfeited cars. In final hours, Biden pardons COVID response chief, Capitol riot panel members, others. And that's the much we can take from the leadership newspaper this morning. Still on the stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers this morning, from the leadership newspaper, we'll flip over to the Vanguard newspaper. Ahead 2027, why opposition can't upstage ruling party. I was saved by God to make America great again. Trump. Jaba, reshaping Nigeria's fertility dynamics, encouraging polygamy. Dr. Abayomi Ajayi. Brace up yourselves as the Donald Trump revolution has begun. UK-based Nigerian replaces Kemi Badenoch's brother's stolen shoes, wristwatch. Elevated inflation, a major economic challenges. Wale Edun. Court condemns media trial, denies EFCC arrest, warrant request, says Otudeko. Orders not properly served. Ondo local government election, a show of shame. SDP, we are not your usual Nigerian politicians. Wike tells FCT residents. How I were, if I were Tinubu, I did avoid antagonizing Trump. Professor Akiyemi, I won't join issues with Wike. PDP BOT share, Wabara. Labour Party crisis, we are heading to Supreme Court. Nenadi Usman. Putin congratulates Trump on inauguration. Pastor Kumuyi prays at Trump's inauguration event. Elevated inflation, a major economic challenge. Wale Edun. Why Kemi Badenoch's remarks won't affect Nigeria. Presidency. Rivers local government area chairman picks 108 weeks after appointing 130 special assistants. Only 100,000 POS operators registered, says CAC. Parents of 14 stolen children, babies, narrate ordeal. Timmy Lane Ajayi, arrested gospel singer's dad, begs for his release. 5-year-old girl killed in fire incident after Abuja Estate Management rejected fire alert system. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Vanguard newspaper this morning. This is greed, betrayal. Mercy Chinwo's ex-manager rise. Dangote refinery was supposed to crash petrol price. Chinwo Sani reacts to latest hike. Nnamdi Kanu. Southeast governors risk U.S. sanctions. Travel ban. American military veterans warn. Suspended RCCG pastor Idowu starts family fellowship. Electricity, we have paid 45% of Genco's invoices, federal government. And that's the much we can take from the Vanguard newspaper this morning. From the Vanguard newspaper, we'll flip over to the Sun newspaper. Niger tank explosion, more tears as death toll rises to 98. Court condemns media trial, denies EFCC arrest warrant request. Fanfare as Trump takes oath as US 47th president, declares era of Americans' decline over. Tinubu returns to work, takes briefing on tax reforms, meets Ododo, Falake. Military kills 2G's son, several other terrorists. But budget defense, senators fault Tinubu over economic policies. INEC and its demand for 126 billion naira budgetary allocation. PDP further slips into crisis. 2025 budget consideration. Key areas lawmakers must prioritize. Para senator denies quitting APC. NMPP tells Osun Independent Electoral Commission to go ahead with council polls. Igodalo, PDP, delay in serving respondents' list of witnesses forces tribunal to adjourn to today. That's the much we can take from the Sun newspaper this morning. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 081 3839 7740 or 081 3925 6742 or 080 65 79 6599. Still on the stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspaper this morning. From the Sun newspaper, we'll flip over to the Punch newspaper. ICYMI suspended RCCG pastor Iluyomede unveils new ministry in Lagos. Niger takes over treatment of tanker fire victims. Niger explosion death toll hits 98. Kanu vows to support Fulani community, urges end to stigmatization. Trump mows 25% tariff on Canada, Mexico goods in February. Trump will bring peace to Middle East, says Syria's new leader. US ban. Trump grants TikTok 75 days grace period. Trump signs order to pull US from World Health Organization. 500 Kaduna households displaced after bandits attack, CDA chairman. Niger Delta Development Commission promises timely delivery of Edo Road. Kebbi, most peaceful state in Northwest, governor's aid. 12.3 billion naira fraud, Otudeko, Onasanya absent, court orders substituted service. Trump government will foster global peace, stability. Uduma Kane. Labour, housing ministries urge National Assembly to raise 2025 allocations. Amnesty International demands a protection of Sokoto governor's critic. National Assembly summons Edu, Bagudu over solid minerals allocations. Trump inauguration, Kumuyi gears up for global evangelism. Poultry farmers laud Lagos state government on planned feed subsidy. Police disagree as a report alleges high crime rate in Lagos. Court condemns media trial, denies EFCC arrest warrant request, says Otudeko orders not properly served. Niger plans 3,000 modern houses for displaced persons. Adamawa cable thief dies vandalizing high tension pole. Gombe, UNICEF fight malnutrition with 5,830 therapeutic food. Edo Tribunal adjourns as APC. Others challenge PDP witnesses list. Import license. Court adjourns Dangote Refinery's 100 billion naira suit against marketers. Military mocks terror kingpin. 2G after killing son, foot soldiers. Sanwo-Olu pledges to work with new Lagos speaker. Group issues 7-day ultimatum to NACOM boss for alleged misconduct. 50% tariff hike. Nigerians may spend 6.74 trillion naira on calls. Mosop, movement for the survival of the Ogoni people, gives condition for Ogoni oil exploration. Police gun down one kidnapped suspect, recover arms. Farmer header crisis. More northern states adopt Ruger to curb clashes. And that's the much we can take from the Punch newspaper this morning. From the Punch newspaper, we'll flip over to the Daily Post newspaper. Trump pardons defendants involved in January 6th Capitol riots. Trump revokes radical executive actions of Biden administration. National Assembly summons finance budget ministers over partly allocation to solid minerals sector. You will soon learn your lessons. Ex-Minister Akiyemi to Kemi Badenoch. Ex-Interior Minister Akiyemi forced Nigerians' acceptance of BRICS partner membership. Ex-Interior Minister Akiyemi forced Nigeria's acceptance of BRICS partner membership. Katsina governor releases 3 billion naira for community development program. Overview of Trump's inaugural speech. Avoid confrontation with Trump. Tinubu advice. Kemi Badenoch's criticisms of Nigeria won't affect investors' confidence. Biwala. Zamfara government pushes to end internally displaced crisis. National Assembly summons Edun Bagudu over poor budgetary allocation to solid minerals ministry. Trump vows to deport criminal aliens. That's the much we can take from the Daily Post newspaper this morning. You are listening to newspaper headlines on Ebona, the 103.5FM. We'll now go for a short break. When we come back, we'll continue on the stories making the headlines on the Nation newspapers. Please stay with us.
EBEONADI 103.5
It's all
FM
good, boy.
presents Media Talent Hunt and Skill Acquisition Show. Are you an upcoming model, actor, rap, R&B, gospel, reggae, or high life musician? Are you trying to find your footing on social media? Do you want to earn money with talents and skills? Do not look any further. Sign up for EBEONADI 103.5 FM Media Talent Hunt and Skill Acquisition Show. Today, you will have the opportunity to learn and become an expert in video coverage, photography, film editing, music production, advertising and social media marketing, content creation, filmmaking, radio drama, magazine production, and many more. Register today at EBEONADI 103.5 FM Ogidi opposite Obunike Boys inside European Residency Hotel Ogidi. For more information, call or WhatsApp 080 65 79 65 99. EBEONADI 103.5 FM. Nabakoa Production. My business. When I will tell you, HJ radio drama, Erico. HJ radio drama, Erico, Ghana Dialogue every Monday, 8 o'clock p.m. with a broadcast on Saturday, 3 o'clock p.m. Now, EBEONADI 103.5 FM. If you move and finish on
Amara mi le wa di la mo. Ko ba kuna ka do na na ko na ne ri ko na ye. Nke ka ku ke wona ala ma wo kuna ye mo le.
The challenges of documenting memories in the 21st century is gone. When you have EBEONADI 103.5 FM, here, what are you celebrating today? Birthdays, wedding anniversary, traditional wedding, chieftaincy conferment, or fala, etc. Approach EBEONADI 103.5 FM Ogidi today to document your event. EBEONADI 103.5 FM offers you live coverage of your events on radio and social media, video and photo coverages, feature on magazines, photo books and others, news coverage of political and other events. Take this offer and receive a complete coverage. For more information, call or WhatsApp 080 65 79 65 99 or you visit EBEONADI 103.5 FM Ogidi opposite Obunike Boys inside the European Residency Hotel Ogidi.
How best can we talk about the challenges we are having on our streets, our community, our society in general? Street reports. If we do not address these challenges on EBEONADI FM, who will? As the happenings around us get as complicated as they can be, our government, whatever street report is here to make sense of it all. Street report is causing social change across your streets. In your community, street report is here with hardcore journalists to get to the roots of our problem. Why don't you join me, Martin Ifanish, CSR number the first every Friday, 4:30 p.m. on EBEONADI 103.5 FM as Street Reports of votes in your face. Onyemasị EBEONADI 24/7, 24/7.
Ndị be anyị ekele m unu. Afọ m bụ Nwaada Okoye Mmesoma Eric. Abụ m Adaogidi 2024/2025. Achọkwaziri m iji ohere a wee kelee Igbo bụ Igbo niile, ndị Ogidi niile, ndị kwadoro anyị na Adaogidi nke afọ a. M na-asị na Chineke ga-agọzi anyị ncha niile n'otu n'otu. Afọ a ga-abụ afọ ọma nye anyị ncha. Chukwu gọzie unu.
Abụ m onye Anambra amụrụ ọdagenge m na ọ na-abụ mbata Anambra steeti na-achọ ebe ife na-eme ọ dịka enwe ife na-akọ m. Ya m wee kpọọ ezigbote enyi m nwoke wee jụbịa kedu ebe ife na-eme na Anambra steeti. Ọ wee sị m ka ọ na m anụbe maka Residency Hotel dị Ofin Ogidi. M wee sị enyi m nwoke ọ gịnị na-eme na Residency Hotel dị Ofin Ogidi. Ọ sị m chelụ sị m na ebe ọ na-achọ ịpịa m na-abụ ole sị m na enwe executive rooms and suites Ogidi na Residency. Sị m ka m ejego na dia restaurant ka akatigodo m na chef Fadebelodel aka adọrọkwa mma n'ife a na-esi esi ka ọkwa nlisie ụtọ. Wee sịzịa m na m bịaja na dia outdoor arena ebe a na-eme ma wedding, traditional marriage, dedication, naming ceremony, shows and displays. Sị m na banwe swimming pool na ọkwa nwepụ ka weda shide ntukwunye onwe m n'ime mmiri lozi afọ na enwefe wee taa aka sị na ebe a dịkọta ibe m na-eme. Aga m anọ na Residency Hotels dị Ofin Ogidi ka nwa aṅụrị tọla atọ. Ezi enyi m gwalụ m nwanne na Residency Hotel dị Ofin Ogidi dị well secured in a serene environment. Ọ dị na kilomita 13 Old Enugu Onitsha Expressway. Solukwa m maka ana m ejede enwe fon nọmba onye m ga-eji buku ya na 08140933512. Ana m akpọfa just now ka m bukuo.
You are welcome back to Newspaper Headlines on EBEONADI 103.5 FM. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 081 38 39 7740 or 081 39 25 6742 or 080 65 79 65 99. We are on to the Nation newspaper. Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, no room for monopoly in oil and gas sector. Tinubu to build a $1 trillion country, says minister. EFCC versus ex-bank chiefs. Court adjourns to February 13th. Abbas, livestock minister, leads experts to discuss food security at Daily Trust Dialogue. Tanker explosion death toll rises to 98. Reps demand full release of 2024 capital allocation to security sector. National Hajj Commission of Nigeria fixes 8.3 million naira, 8.7 million naira as Hajj fares. Fellows to monitor 8,800 new PHCs. Ogoni, presidency begin talks on resumption of oil production. Lafarge empowers customers with 155 trucks. Government, private sector should tackle poverty. Commissioner urges partnerships to boost agric. Saxophonist opens up on new single, Amen. Anyang to Ohakim, produce apology letter I sent to Abacha. Letter. Rotary Club lifts students. Turkish Airlines sets a record for connecting most countries. Lagos empowers rural residents. Still on the stories, making the headlines on the Nation newspaper this morning. DPP promises stronger audit systems to tackle corruption. In procurement, EFCC officers allege killer not a medical doctor, says Nigerian Medical Association. Chetima in Davos for 2025 WEF World Economic Forum. ASUP backs bill to create separate commission for polytechnics. SDP kicks as APC wins council polls in Ondo. Ekiti government reaffirms commitment to good governance. Oyebanji hails Federal University of Oye-Ekiti Council on Development. Delay in serving petitioners list on respondents stalls PDP's Igadolo's petition. Tension in Ondo community over plot to install Oba. UAMC holds 83rd Annual Delegates Conference. Work to begin on 17-kilometer Sango Ijoko Road, says Abiodun. Opeboro inaugurates 6 commissioners. Suburb share others. Sanwo-Olu to Miranda. We will work together. We are tackling unemployment headlong. Federal government. Akpabio addresses Ivorian Parliament. Canvasses African unity. Akpabio addresses Ivorian Parliament. Canvasses African unity. Wike hails Tinubu, commissions 5-kilometer Abaji Road. Chetima arrives Davos for 2025 World Economic Forum. And that's the most we can take from the Nation newspaper this morning. Still on the stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers this morning. From the Nation newspaper, we flip over to This Day newspaper. Trump inaugurated 47th U.S. president, says America must drill, baby drill. 2025 budget. Humanitarian Affairs Ministry seeks 260 billion naira to create 2 million jobs in bid to improve services. Nigerian Communication Commission approves 50% rise in telecoms tariff. Prepare implementable budget for approval. National Assembly tells ministries, departments, agencies. EFCC arraigns former AMCON MD, orders for alleged 76 billion naira, $31.5 million fraud against Arik Air. 2025 budget. Labour Minister says 46 billion naira insufficient for ministry. Chetima arrives Davos for World Economic Forum meeting. 2025 budget. We've taken this. Prepare implementable budget for approval. National Assembly tells ministries, departments, agencies. Oxfam report. Billionaires' wealth grew 3 times faster in 2024 by $2 trillion. Dirty December. Lagos shines bright, sets highs for tourism, entertainment, arts, says Sanwo-Olu's aide. NMDPRA. We need NMDPRA. Why we issued import licenses despite local refining by Dangote. Nigeria, China move to deepen economic cooperation, sustainable development, despite campaign against fossil fuels. 2025 set to witness $54 billion in EPC contracting. Climate change. World Bank disburses 5 billion naira to 140 Plateau communities. Credit Corp partners Fuel Corp Finance to provide consumer credit to 20,000 armed forces personnel. FAMAD. Poor quality shoes from China, European countries continue to rival local production. That's the much we can take from This Day newspaper this morning. From This Day newspaper, we'll flip over to Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Solid minerals. National Assembly doubts federal government's commitment to diversify economy, summons Edu, Bagudu, budget DG, a new chapter for America, world. EFCC files 13-count charge against Otudeku, others. CNG, still on the story, is making the headlines. Governor Lawal stresses integrity for rule of law enforcement. Minister solicits adequate funding to revitalize the steel sector. Kanu government impact of 8139256742 or 08065796599. Now we'll flip over to our WhatsApp portal for reactions. On our WhatsApp portal this morning, we have this message. This one is coming in from Honorable Obasi, aka Authority is more than power. And he says, from my own findings, I have said this time to without numbers that my Nigerian economy is foreign and jumping every day is because of bad leadership and corruption. And also, my advice to Mr. President is to resolve his cabinet because every day Nigeria government keep on doing window dressing budget that doesn't contribute good things to the society. And as you can see, budget in this country benefits legislative arm or government much and executive arm of government. And as if we are in criterion society, and it is high time the citizen will stand up for their right by asking for the previous budget done in this country. May God help Nigeria from all this calamity. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Honorable Obasi, aka Authority is more than power. Also on our WhatsApp portal this morning, we have this message. It's coming from Nwaloto Patrick from Monteje. And it says, the issue of tanker explosion has become a recurrent decimal in Nigeria. Doesn't mean that there is no solution to that. Look at the most recent one that happened in Niger State, where the death toll has risen to 98. And it seems that our leaders are not even perturbed. Otherwise, how can they have the appetite to eat and even sleep with their two eyes closed when their subjects are passing through one problem or another on daily basis? Today, tanker explosion. Tomorrow, bandit attacks. The other day, deaths as a result of stampede. Only yesterday, Trump was sworn in as the 47th president of the United States of America. And immediately, he swung into action by declaring emergencies on energy. And that shows that he was prepared and has something to offer. But in Nigeria, the opposite is the case. He says, one thing I know is that on the last day, everyone must stand before his creator to give an account of his or her stewardship throughout the period of his or her sojourn on earth. Mwaloto Patrick from Monteje, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Still on our WhatsApp portal this morning, we have this message. It's coming from Valentine Edene from Mumpo. And it says, federal government approved 50% telecoms hike. Why are leaders, to be precise, Tinubu government rejoices when citizens are in pain. Most senators and rep members are rejoicing of Israel-Gaza ceasefire, while nothing is different from Gaza. Okay, it says Gaza was in Nigeria here, okay, and he says members are rejoicing, reps members are rejoicing of Israel-Gaza ceasefire, while nothing is different from Gaza and Nigeria here. Our leaders need to cease fire on punishing citizens, terrorists, trigger of killing, hunger. Then government itself doesn't like happiness of masses. Which way shall masses follow? Valentine and Dene from Mumpo, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And still on our WhatsApp portal, we have this message. It's coming from Iweka Ifani from Ikengo Gidi, and he says, congratulations to the people the people's president Donald Trump, may your time in office bring lasting peace in African continent. May the good Lord continue to give you the brain to tackle incessant killings in our region. May God protect us as Nigerians from the hand of bandits. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Iweka Ifani from Ikengo Gidi. From our WhatsApp portal, we flip over to our SMS portal. We have this message. It's coming from Godwin Anyebunam from Umumbo. I am a local government area of Anambra State. And he says, Southeast governors risk American ban on Nnamdi Kanu's issue as credited to an American diplomat is a welcome development. Nnamdi Kanu has been in detention for so long as is required, but the governors from Southeast have done nothing to secure his release. Nothing. Nobody knows tomorrow. Godwin Anyebunam from Pumumbo. I am a local government area of Anambra State. Yes, at the same time, you should consider even the movement made by the governor of Anambra State towards the release of Martin Nnamdi Kanu. So to say that okay, no one is doing anything about it, someone is doing something about it. But thank you so much for joining us this morning. Godwin Anyebunam from Umumbo. I am a local government area of Anambra State. Also on our SMS portal, we have this message coming from Ogochukwu Ifechukwu from Ogidi, and she says, the pastor that was suspended by his general superintendent supposed to stay until they call him back, and for him to start his own church is disobedient. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Ogochukwu Ifechukwu from Ogidi, thank you. Also on our SMS portal, we have this message. It's coming from Agonabo. He's joining us from Ofa, Agluzibo. And he says, Nigeria, an internal displaced saga, continuous killing, kidnapping, and terrorist activities will still add more of it until it address the issue. Until they address the issue, there will be no end to it. Trump's victory will bring global peace. It's a welcome development. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Agonabo from Ofa Agluzibo. On our WhatsApp portal this morning, we have this message. It's coming from Honorable Obasi, aka Authority is More Than Power. And he says, it is so bad as the federal government is still holding Nnamdi Kanu in detention after President Trump of America and human rights and traditional advice, Nigerian government to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu from detention because a high court of competent jurisdiction in Nigeria have released Mazen Nnamdi Kanu before now. Please, let Mr. President use the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu as New Year to Nigerians and Igbo race, and that will bring peace in Nigeria and stop kidnapping, killings in Southeast. May God protect us from bandits. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Honorable Obasi, aka Authority is More Than Power. We also have this message coming from Valentine Edene from Mpo, and he says, only prayers showered by men of God in Trump inauguration is enough to make the country great. May our leaders emulate good aspects of other leaders. Valentine Edene from Mpo, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Well, this is the spot where we'll call it a day on this particular edition of Newspaper Headlines on EBEONADI 103.5 FM. Remember that it comes your way weekdays once it's 7 o'clock, so keep a date. And don't touch the dial of EBEONADI 103.5 FM. Once it's 8:20 this morning, we'll be back with Birthday Splash. Till we meet again, I am Martin. Have a blissful morning.
103.5 FM OBD presents Media Talent Hunt and Skill Acquisition Show. Are you an upcoming model, actor, rap, R&B, gospel, reggae, or high life musician? Are you trying to find your footing on social media? Do you want to earn money with talents and skills? Do not look any further. Sign up for EBEONADI 103.5 FM Media Talent Hunt and Skill Acquisition Show. Today, you will have the opportunity to learn and become an expert in video coverage, photography, film editing, music production, advertising and social media marketing, content creation, filmmaking, radio drama, magazine production, and many more. Register today at EBEONADI 103.5 FM Ogidi opposite Ogunike Boys inside European Residency Hotel Ogidi. For more information, call or WhatsApp 080-6579-6599. EBEONADI 103.5 FM. Nabakoa Production. When I will tell you, AJ radio drama, Erico. AJ radio drama, Erico, Ghana Dialogue every Monday, 8 o'clock p.m. with a broadcast on Saturday, 3 o'clock p.m. Now, EBEONADI 103.5 FM.
If you know by finish of
Amara mi denwa di amo, koko suna ka de na ko na ni ko nai. Nke ka ku ke wona na ma musu na ya ma ole.
How best can we talk about the challenges we are having on our streets, our community, our society in general? Street report. If we do not address these challenges on EBEONADI FM, who will, as the happenings around us get as complicated as they can be?
Our government,
Whatever street report is here to make sense of it all. Street report is causing social change across your streets. In your community, street report is here with hardcore journalists to get to the root of our problem. Why don't you join me, Martin Ifanishku, SR number the first, every Friday, 4:30 p.m. on EBEONADI 103.5 FM as street reports unfolds in your face. On Martin EBEONADI 24/7, 24/7.
The challenges of documenting memories in the 21st century is gone. When you have EBEONADI 103.5 FM here, what are you celebrating today? Birthdays, wedding anniversary, traditional wedding, chieftaincy conferment, or fala, etc. Approach EBEONADI 103.5 FM Ogidi today to document your event. EBEONADI 103.5 FM offers you live coverage of your events on radio and social media, video and photo coverages, feature on magazines, photo books and others, news coverage of political and other events. Take this offer and receive a complete coverage. For more information, call or WhatsApp 080-6579-6599 or you visit EBEONADI 103.5 FM Ogidi opposite Ogunike Boys inside the European Residency Hotel Ogidi.
103.5 EBEONADI FM.
Ladies and gentlemen, tighten your seatbelt as we take you on this smooth ride.
Let's go!
This is the morning drive on 103.5 EBEONADI103.5FM, keeping your morning engaging as we take you through the smoothest ride on radio from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Getting your morning inspired, be informed. Let's interact only on the morning drive. Make it a hit with Martin, aka Metal, on EBEONADI103.5 FM from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on the morning drive.
103.5 EBEONADI103.
Okay, guys, thank you. Like, subscribe, and share. Right, hit the subscribe button right here. We rock. Check this out. It's on Amazon.com. Hip hop and Igbo culture. Authored by your faithfully Martin French. Okay? Check it out now. Dalo. We rock. Dalo. See my brain just a bust in my anger intact to table low effort.